What's up everybody, Silver here with another Halo Master Chief Collection Achievement Guide. This time we're doing Scorched Earth, which is to beat the par score on High Charity in Halo 2. So the par score is 9,000, I believe. So just start off by noob comboing these elites. Well, they're not elites anymore, they're flood forms, but they used to be elites. But deal with them the same way as you would elites, just noob combo them. Grab that one sword. It's either the first or second one that always comes at you has a sword. So grab that, so you have a carbine and a sword now. Take out these carrier forms for a few extra points, and then there's a couple other flood forms underneath this pelican. So you can see I'm lunging at them and then immediately jumping backwards and away from them. So that avoids getting smacked by the one behind the one I just killed. So whenever you lunge at a group of enemies, you want to lunge and kill and then immediately jump backwards, up and backwards. So that most likely will get you to avoid the swipe from the enemy right behind them. So we're moving on to this section. There's a bunch of brutes in this area, so throw a couple grenades to stick them. I do have some skulls on that are making them behave differently, such as catch. You can see that they all went into their grenade throwing animation as soon as they saw me, so that helps out in that way, so I could easily stick them and avoid their grenades, but it also gives me more points. I get more points for every kill I get with catch on, and also every other skull that is kind of a modifier to make the game harder, so you definitely want to throw on some skulls to increase your point values of all the enemies you kill. So I threw on catch, I have on jacked, which does not allow you to get into a ground vehicle without hijacking the vehicle first. And I have one more on, I have Thunderstorm on, which promotes all the enemies. And I also have on Pinata and Sputnik, but those don't do anything to increase your score. So anyway, that's one way to get your points up, is to throw on some skulls. Grab this beam rifle. Another way is to get multi-kills and sprees. So you can see I'm getting a bunch of multi-kills here with the beam rifle. Grab the beam rifle and you want to take out all these buggers. And then once you kill those 6, there are 4 more, or 5 more that come from the right. So you could really get a killionaire here if you're quick enough, but I did not scope over to the right to get that second pack of buggers quickly enough. So, but there's definitely 6 in the first pack, and then in the second pack there's 5 or 6. I may have miscounted, I don't know. But then just beam rifle this brute in the face. It should be pretty easy. He's not moving. He can't see where you are, so he's not going to retaliate or anything. So just shoot him in the face. Again, he won't be moving, most likely, so you can just easily take your time and shoot him in the face. Another thing that's going to get our points up is however fast we finish. If we finish in under the par time, which is 15 minutes, we will get a multiplier of 3, which is the highest multiplier you could get. So we're going to go for that. Try to finish as quickly as you can to get the maximum time bonus, which is 3 times. So we're going to kill all these enemies, kind of pin them in there with some grenades to start, and hopefully you kill a couple. And then you could start shooting at them with a carbine, and as they get closer you could switch to your sword. And just activate that bridge, and then go over here, get some carbine. There are some buggers that are going to fly down from up where I was just looking over there. But we're just going to hightail it out of here before we even have to deal with that. There are 3 flood forms that are going to be in our way here. We're going to just jump around all of them. You could sometimes take out the first, or not the first one, the last one in the pack, which is what I'm going to do. So jump up and to the left, and they just go past you, and you go past them. And you can see I killed that one in the back of the pack there. Sometimes if they're stacked really close together, you don't have to do that, but that one was kind of in my way, so I had to take him out. Also, look out for your radar to see if there's anybody following you. All these guys were following me this time. Sometimes they don't, sometimes they do. But I noticed that they were, so I decided to kind of jump up and backwards and to the right so they could get in front of me, and I could easily take them out. And then this section, just run through for the most part. I'm worried about that berserking brute, but fortunately, he kind of loses interest. There's a bunch of other flood forms he's fighting as well, so it's not like you're the only person that they're all focused on. The Flood and Covenant are both fighting here, which is nice. Here you could just run right through, just follow this path. I just started shooting at that jackal just to get him to stop shooting at me. I didn't really want to kill him. If I did, then whatever, more points, but it's not essential to kill him or anything. You're going to move through. Keep on going. Keep on going. And this is actually a pretty quick level, as you could probably tell by the length of the video. This room is identical to the last one we just went through, except that there's flood forms in this one instead. And we're actually going to kill this guy so we could grab his rockets, which fell off, and they fell down here. Luckily I was able to track them. Usually they don't fly that far away. I should have probably kept my carbine instead of my sword, so I could have a carbine and rockets instead of sword and rockets. But we'll make it work. Like that whatever that is. I don't even know what that show is. It's like that fashion show where that guy walks around and he's all like, yeah, no, you're not doing so good. You should probably, you know, pick up the pace and make this a lot better. Make it work, people. Make it work. Why do I know this? Oh, Tim Gunn. Why do I know that name? I should not know that name as a man who does not like fashion. I mean, if you're a man who likes fashion, that's whatever, but I mean, that's just not me. Anyway, I'm kind of digging myself a hole here. But we're up in this section. This is the second to last area with enemies. So I like to jump up here. You don't need to do it this way. You could jump up on one of the pillars that are already there. And I like to hide here, and the flood forms actually spawn in these hallways that I'm standing in. And I like to let them go do their thing, soften up the Covenant for me. If I had a carbine, I could kind of help out from far away, but I don't, because I'm stupid. So I'm just going to let a couple waves of flood go attack the Covenant on the other side of the room, and then I'm going to go over there myself, and we're going to skip to the last section. Well, it's not really skip, it's more like proceed normally. There's no skips in this level. So over there is a bunch of Covenant, so I'm going to fire some rockets to finish them up, finish them off. There we go, got a double kill there. And a splatter somehow. Probably a flying crate or something. And alright, my rockets are spent. Now I'm going to make my way over here with my very, very weak sword. I don't have many swipes left with it, and I had no rockets left. But I have a brute plasma rifle now. Just waiting for the door behind me to open up, killing any stray jackals. And there's a sword in the middle of this room, and the terminal is actually behind me to the right, if you're looking for that. There's a beam rifle right here, totally fresh, like the Prince of Bel-Air. And we're going up this. There is a skull if you look straight up, and you can grab it as you go up the lift. I have skull guides for all the skulls in the Master Chief Collection, and all the terminals, all the Halo 3 ODST audio logs, all the Halo 2 Anniversary toys, all the collectibles, and all the Halo games. So if you definitely need those, check out my channel, and you will find them sitting there waiting for you to view them. But this is the last section with all of the enemies. There's a bunch of Flood and Covenant fighting each other. I like to just pick off this beam rifle jackal, because he's really the only guy who could kill you instantly. So I can see there's a bunch of brutes to the left, so I'm going to go to the right and just make my way over here. So you can see they're all distracted. You probably want to have your sword out in case a flood form runs up at you. I never go up here, but I just tried it out. I'm like, hey, let me just do this once. And I'm like, let me just creep in here. You gotta crouch the whole time, apparently. And there we go. So all we gotta do is sprint to the end here. There's a berserking brute appropriately placed here, you know, so I could possibly die right at the end. But just run up to Cortana here, and that is the end of the level. It will cue the cutscene, and that is it, guys. And you can see our score was already past the par score required, and it really just was catapulted way further with the time multiplier. Thank you very much for watching. Click like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Follow me on Twitter at HaloCompletion, and I'll see you later for more achievements.